All right, we'll hope we have enough space for this. Going? We're going. Okay, on block 1, make a dot. Here's block 1. It's got a force of tension that's in between, and it's block 1, M1. We do that. It's got M1G, and it's got the normal force whose magnitude is equal to M1G. We've got a flat surface. Are they frictionless? They are frictionless. Okay, so I don't need that. I don't need any force of friction. That helps us out. We'll have exactly the force of tension back. In fact, they're connected by a rope. They're action-reaction forces. Block 1 pulls on block 2, so block 2 must pull on block 1 back. They are actually exchanging momentum, since you've had a year of physics already. And then big F out in the front. And momentum is conserved in this universe. If you have it not conserved, you have the wrong universe. So they're pushing, over time, they're pushing momentum back and forth between each other. And you can't lose it. So, and it's frictionless somehow. So there you go. Okay, draw and label, draw and label. And they get these one symbol labels, or a few symbols. What's the acceleration of the block 1? Okay, we have a system here where we have an applied force. So the acceleration of both blocks is just this applied force F to the right, divided by the total mass. Because there's no friction, there's no springiness, there's nothing silly going on. Okay, we could do it. If they're connected by a string that can't stretch, that can't flex, it's not a spring. Okay, then it's basically one mass that you're applying force to. Okay, so you can just add them together. Now, what's the tension in the spring? Okay, tension in the string, not spring. Okay, so now we have to isolate, and I would choose M1 because I've had a year of physics experience. And I know even on the Atwood's machine, M1 is better. The last isolated one is better. Okay, so your acceleration that's equal to capital F over M1 plus M2 is also equal to the sum of the forces on block 1 divided by the mass of block 1. Okay, did I lose you there? This is just acceleration of block 1. They both accelerate the same. They're connected. Equals the sum of the forces on block 1 divided by the mass of block 1. Okay, and I calculated acceleration in an earlier step. One of the good things about College Board, Peter, some people get scores that make me think they either fell asleep or didn't care, or they realized they couldn't get the college credit that they wanted. But one of the good things is that even if you get this wrong, what if I had 2M2 or something, and I made some sort of mistake? If you just keep using your same wrong expression, you don't lose more points for it later in the problem. Okay, so use your acceleration that you got, set it equal to the net force on block 1 divided by the mass of block 1, and you can solve for it. Okay, and we're solving for the tension in the string. This is part D. Okay, so tension in the string must equal M1 times the applied force divided by the sum of the masses. For that reason. If things are connected, you're probably going to end up dividing by the total mass, the total inertia. Okay, if the string connection were not massless, but had a mass of little m without a 1 or 2, then find the acceleration of block 1. And, we still have a net applied force, and we have our other stuff. So E, number 1, you just do F over, I don't think that requires extra work, or even equations. M2 plus little m. Done. That's A. Okay, I just have more mass on my chain, in my object, right? Think of it as a closed object, a closed system. I put a little m inside. Okay, so it has more mass. The difference between the strength of the force connecting this string and the strength of the force, there can't be any difference. Okay. Tension is the same throughout an object. That's what tension is. Okay, if you somehow had to have different tensions in different part of an object, you have to have the object like breaking apart or stretching or something. Like it's actually you've lost tension somewhere and it's either gonna snap and spring back because it's got some springs built in there, or it's your tissues are torn and they are breaking apart and being destroyed. So we rarely ever deal with that. We'll sometimes put in springs, and springs work so well. Physicists like to approximate things with springs. It's okay. Was that challenging at all? Those first two? Number two kind of was because we had to isolate a couple. How many want more practice at that before you quiz over? Okay. Oh, more like half. Do you have a question? I don't know. Shannon looks like he does. Oh no, he wants to practice more. Really, Shannon? Okay. No, he does. Maybe if this cheesy stuff is surprising you, then yes, we do. We need more practice. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, wait till you see this one. I'm going to cut my video again because this one might get long.